Hello and howdy everyone. Here to talk about the film Short Term 12. I don't have much to say about it because it was an excellent film and I can't think of that many criticisms, but it's definitely a highlight of the year. I have no doubt that it will dominate the nominations, if not the actual winning of the awards of the Independent Spirit Awards. Maybe, not the Oscars, but it should do fairly well with the independent scene. I'm sure that I also saw The Spectacular Now. They really reminded me of each other. If you could somehow do it, they would make an amazing double feature. Short Term 12 is about life at, I'm still not sure what to call it. Part of me wants to say an orphanage, like this is what a modern day orphanage is like, but it's also like a halfway house. Some of them have parents. Some are escaping their parents. It's a home. Again, even that sounds wrong. It's an institution because they deliver medications. They live there. They, it's kind of like an institution for troubled teens. And basically the lives of the teens who live there. And the older but still complex and troubled workers who give their time and lives to help these kids have a better life. I was trying to remember the filmmaker. He wrote and directed. I wanted to say Hatton or Haddon, something like that. I believe this is his debut film. I'm not familiar with the name. I think Short Term 12 started as a short feature, as a short film, and then he expanded it into a full 90 minutes. And there's a lot there. I think it really showed a mastery of, knowing when to say when, because it seems like he could have gone on for a lot longer. And made us bored, but yet, it's just perfectly timed. Just a succinct, honed story. Naturalism is high. It's very real. Very slice of life. It's very heavy. It's very dramatic, but it avoids melodrama, I felt, where The Spectacular Now kind of veered into melodrama for me a little bit. This avoided it. I really have no problems giving this a 9 just because it was so effective and it kind of meant something to me. It's not like I've lived a life like that. Everyone in the movies lived a very hard and troubled life. I can't really identify with the actual life part, but the helping and the wanting to make others' lives better because yours was, something, not great, then I just really understood that. My mother worked with teens like this, at-risk teens, the troubled ones that no one else wanted. My mom got to teach. So I do know somewhat. I also worked at a camp, a summer camp for, I guess it was the disabled, the mentally disabled. But there were some, we had like problem child week, and it was, interesting to say the least. That was one of my first experiences of work in my life when I was, I did that the summer I was 15, and I did it again the summer I was 16. No, it was 14 and 15, I think. Anyway, it was something I'll never forget in my life. And Short Term 12 really brought those emotions back to the surface. I guess I have no problems giving it a 9, just because it, was just. If I gave it an 8, then it would just be because. Well, no, see, I can't even do that. Giving it an 8 doesn't feel right. So I have to definitely give this a 9. I won't give it a 10, because I've seen movies of equal quality, but that have appealed more emotionally to me, such as Frances Ha. But this is definitely a highlight of the year. This is it's really good, and as a debut. From a new filmmaker, it's really kind of astounding. Brie Larson is the only actor I can tell you about, and I don't really know her too much. She has basically been in other independent cinema. She was also in The Spectacular Now. She's really good here. All the acting is top notch. The roles feel lived in. It's very well written. Even some of the characters we don't get to see too much of. They still provide enough backstory and just a little bit, and the actors provide enough emotional depth. They feel like lived in characters. Really, it's just. A character study. It's just like a little miniature character study of all of these people coming together in one place, who can't really manage to have success on their own, happiness on their own, and they come together, and they make, since they have no families of their own, or their family stories are so traumatic that they all make a family of their own. It also deals, I guess, even though it's an ensemble piece and every little every actor gets their own little scene, and something important, it does focus on Brie Larson. I think I have that name right. She also struggles with a relationship that she's having with another, I guess, a counselor or social worker. I don't know what to call them, as well as facing motherhood herself. She finds out she's pregnant. I don't feel I'm spoiling anything with that because it happens right off the bat. So I mean, it's about life. It's about life and dealing with the hardest struggles you could possibly have in life, and that's basically doing it on your own and not having any family. And if you do have family, it's the source of your troubles. So it's basically about kind of going through life, and even facing life at a very young age, knowing that you are alone. That life is a lonely trip. It looked really good. The music was fine. Again, very independent feel. The movie is very quiet. Saving its music for emotional impact. It's very quiet. It's very. It takes its time. It's definitely in no rush, but yet it kind of makes 90 minutes just kind of disappear, and you do become very emotionally involved. With all the characters, you start to care, and in that amount of time, it's kind of amazing. I don't know what else to say. It's just one of the better films I've seen this year. It's very good. It's very good, very natural, very real, very honest. True to life. Just totally natural, and a very, great debut from a new filmmaker. A new voice that seems like he has something to say. I guess that's pretty much all I can think of. It was just a really good watch. Heavy, definitely heavy. This is along with The Spectacular Now. This is not a film that I will rush to see again because it is very, emotionally taxing. So it's a powerful experience. And very well made, very well done one at that. But it's not high on repeat viewings for me. But I can definitely appreciate it for the art that it is. It's just not super happy fun time. So there you go. I think I've pretty much covered all of my bases. Very well directed. Expertly written. It's like he knows. Perhaps this is somewhat autobiographical. Because it just seems like he knows so much. The detail is there. If it's not autobiographical, it's thoroughly researched, and it just feels lived in. It feels lived in. Just a really good movie, and gives you access into a world that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. And so I think that's important as well. It's it's kind of an important film. It's a really good movie, And I wouldn't be I think it will dominate the year-end independent side of the awards so far. Again, I'd have to pull maybe for Francis Ha a little bit more, but I think it's just a tremendous film. So again, I think it's a solid 9. So there you go. I think I've pretty much said all I've got to say about that. It's Short Turn 12, and I give it a 9. Thank you very much.